Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? Hope you're doing fantastic. Today, we are going to be talking about Turbo. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited. You know, um, Not too much news has come out, but I realized, a couple days ago, maybe a little bit over a week ago, I made a video saying how there was 50,000 holders. Now we are pretty much at 51,000, just not too long after that. Turbo is growing at a rapid rate. We can see that, reminder, we're raffling off 23K Turbo tokens to 6 lucky winners, right? If you want to enter it, you just have to mint certain NFT. If not, it is all good. Personally, I am not participating because I don't really care, if I'm being quite honest. But look, right, we know Turbo is an amazing coin. It is currently sitting at 660 million market cap. Even right now, this is just like a very easy 10x. Some people don't think so. Some people are skeptical, right? Will it hit that 10-cent mark? I believe there is a very big possibility. I feel like if it only just barely hit 10 cents, I would be super surprised, considering that the price action we have is very good. We can see when we go to Turbo, right? When we look at Turbo right now, in the last couple hours, it has been kind of doing its thing, right? If we go to the last 4 hours, we can see, or sorry, on a 4 hour chart, we can see that we did have this huge break on the third, right? We went up a lot, and then we were slowly going down. When we break it down to a smaller time frame, it looks like we are looking to be blasting off. We will need more confirmation, right? But there are many rejections here. There is a lot of exhaustion here around 0.098 area. So since there's a lot of exhaustion, there is a good chance we could start flying high with this. When we look at the turbo weekly candles, it's nothing too special, right? It did end bullish, but it is not the most convincing candle, if I am being honest. So I am still skeptical about it, right? Um, it is a little bit iffy. I know volume is a little bit lower. We can see this is really low volume for Turbo. And the crazy thing is, this is still higher than most coins, most meme coins. So $77.7 million of volume in the last 24 hours. And yeah, so things are moving a little slow in general, but we can see Turbo is looking to be pumping, right? It pretty much took out this bottom over here, and now it is looking to be going up. For there to be more and more confirmation, I would want this high to be taken out, right? So we can create a higher high and then aim to take out this high over here at 0.0115, right? That is the goal at the current moment, because we are technically in a state of indecision. Overall, though, on the higher level, it screams bullish, right? It screams bullish. I've talked about these levels over here, right? Pretty much over here at 0.036, right? I actually called out this buy area way before, and everything that happens in the markets, whether or not you believe them, is for a reason. And then now, pretty much the last relevant areas are 0.073, more or less. And now we are looking to be taking out 0.10, right? Once we do that, there will be more bullish signs. The only thing I am concerned a little bit, I haven't really looked at the Bitcoin chart. Thank you for the reminder that whatever my clan, I don't even know what it said, but something about Clash of Clans. But yeah, I put this in the private community already a while ago, pretty much a week ago. I already called out the reversal. I said exactly what was going to happen, and that pretty much played out. That pretty much played out. Once we had this 4 hour candle here on December 30th, right? I was like, all right, guys, this seems like, there's very good signs and chances of reversal. And that is when we had way less data. And that is exactly what happened. We went down again. We went up, created a higher high at $95,500, went down, created a higher low. And then you can see the rest is kind of history. We are in a consolidation phase for Bitcoin. And I believe, once we get kind of past roughly the 100K mark, like 99,800 mark, we should be flying fairly high. We should be flying high and quick back up to $106,000, which could mean a nice pump for us. When we look at something like the Bitcoin dominance, right? We can see this is going to be pretty much the week, right? This next week and, the next 2 weeks maximum is going to be the decider because we have gone into this institutional weekly candle here. And now we have to decide, are we going to respect this and continue going higher? If that is going to be the case, then you know what? Bitcoin will be going up. Altcoins will also be going up, but it won't be as strong. You want this if you want a bigger altcoin season. That is the reality. You want this. You need this. You don't need it, but you want it to happen, right? Because the higher it goes, the harder it falls, the harder the altcoin season, the more money, the more everything, right? If this fails and it continues to go lower to take out this low of pretty much 55%, then we will, start putting out the alarms saying, hey guys, we are closer and closer to altcoin season, more and more confirmation. We can see, even with something like Turbo, if I go back to it quickly, things are kind of at a stalemate. Overall, at the end of the day, like I said, everything is trending up. There is no need to worry, right? Our goal for Turbo is still to break past these highs over here. And trust me, once we break past these highs, we're not going to be consolidating sideways like the way we were, right? The way we were breaking out, doing what we had to do sideways, and then going up higher, we were still kind of going sideways. But once we kind of go up past this, then we are completely exiting this zone, right? We're completely exiting this zone and we are going to be in new territory, right? For me, we're going to be in super bullish territory where, Turbo will be pumping in harder, pumping faster and harder than ever in general. Yes, there's still going to be slower periods, right? Some of you guys still need to learn patience, right? Like, the Turbo has been doing amazing. Like, if you got in when I got in, you would have already been up 10x in a couple months. So that's amazing, right? So we still are planning to get another 10x from here at a minimum, which I think is more than realistic. In fact, I feel like that's underwhelming for this coin. So yeah, I'm not even concerned about that. I think 20x is more of the realistic barrier where we hit like the 20 billion market cap. Actually, wait, I lied. 20x from here is, yeah, that's what I thought. It's like 12 billion. I lied. So even 30x, 30x is where we set our goal, where I set my goal. So we'll see how it plays out. We will see how it plays out, right? At the end of the day, that is just based off calculations. That is based off data. That is based off everything. So, it's not going to be perfect, but, I will definitely let you guys know what I think when we are going to be pumping hard, because that's going to be the most important. Your price prediction does not matter. Once altcoin season's here and we see big pumps like this, ladies and gentlemen, right? This is where you have to pay attention right now. Once you see these massive big pumps, kind of like the way XRP was, right? This is how we want altcoin season to break out. Okay. This is how. Let me just go on the weekly very quickly. So pretty much like this is what we want for Turbo, right? Actually, let me do this very quickly. Oh, I need the next weekly candle to show. There we go. So this is what we want for Turbo, right? Turbo is doing whatever it has to do, right? We're in whatever price action. And then on top of our current price or even higher, we're going to want something like this, where we just kind of have 4 weeks of straight green. That is going to be the easiest way to identify when it's time to dip, okay? Because even here for XRP, technically, right, this would have been a big, big, big sign of a bullish reversal if the context was different, right? If we saw something similar to what XRP experienced, right? This would have been huge, huge, huge signs of bullish and bear season coming along, right? This type of pattern, breaking structure, getting weaker and weaker, eventually breaking past this. This is what would have happened if we were not trending up overall as a market. But since we're trending up, the context is different and is why XRP has been recovering, right? If I play the chart right now. And I'm telling you this because there's a very high chance Turbo may get very similar price action like this, right? Where we're in general, we're going to be pumping hard for majority of the time. There will be 2, 3, 4 days sometimes where we kind of go sideways, but in general, it is going to be very, very green for a couple of weeks. Now, I've said this before, and I'm going to say this again, right? There is a chance we may peak earlier, right? I do not care what anyone says. You need to have this in the back of your head just in case, okay? Do not be one of those people that just writes it off, okay? I say this because the data shows that every time we have pumped, right, we have pumped earlier than most coins by roughly 2 to 4 weeks, right? So if that's going to be the case, Turbo might top out a month earlier. If the peak of the altcoin season is going to be, let's say, late April, early May, then for us, it might be late March, early April. And that is just the way the game goes sometimes. That is the way the cookie crumbles. So we're going to keep that in mind. Obviously, I'm not gonna live and die by that. But if I see 4 straight weeks of Turbo pumping, 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 and it is around altcoin season, you bet your ass I am selling because I'm not taking the risk of this coin selling off and dying, and me being right and being, you know, just going against my intuition and what the data says at the time. But yeah, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is still looking good. I've been consistently buying Turbo all the time, or I put in my community. I bought some here. I didn't buy any recently, but I also bought some here. You know, for me, it is just time to put your final bags in overall. We're gonna do a whole nother video on that in the near future of when is the last time to officially buy. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.